So hey there, friends. How's it going? My name is Douglas Ford, coming to you out of my home, out of Houston, Texas, here in America. Super glad, excited. Appreciate you guys cracking over this video. Listen, if you guys just give me the next 25 to 30 minutes, I want to share with you a project that we have launched in the beginning of this year, 2025, that we've literally been screaming from the rooftops, that has allowed us to come together as a cooperative. And a cooperative simply is everyone doing a little, but it collectively scaling everyone to receive a lot, and that we all mutually benefit with 100% mutual benefit. And that is because this thing is connected to mathematical certainty. So what's going to be shared with you has nothing to do with fantasy. It is literally math and automation operating in a decentralized space. And so I'm partnering with Samantha, Melissa, and also with Arne and their business partners. So really, if you're receiving this video, this presentation from them or one of their business partners, we're literally looking for strategic business partners, because we're only talking about everybody doing a one-time execution that's going to have everyone predictably scaling, creating our own bank, if you would. Now, this operation is not a bank, but we behave like one. And you guys are going to see what I'm saying here in a second. So I'm going to jump right into the information, but first I want to give a backdrop here to really get you to understand the nature of a cooperative, where it's not about people just joining, feeling like they just have a dollar sign in their forehead. But please, pretty please, as I go through this, it is only going to be effective and beneficial to those that see this thing through the lenses of having your business hat on. So have your business hat on, because if you see this through the lenses of just being a consumer, you're going to miss the opportunity that's sitting right in front of you, okay? And you're going to miss this thing totally, okay? So we don't want that to happen to you, okay? So anyway, let me just share my screen real quick, because I want to just touch on a few things before we get into the presentation here. So I'm going to share my screen, make sure my sound is good. All right, now I'm going to remove my video because I'm on Zoom, and a lot of times, because I'm going from screen to screen, it's not giving us the right signal, and I don't want anything to be choppy. Okay, so let me go here. All right, so really want to get us to understand the psychology of cooperative and having cooperative success. Cooperative success equals partnership psychology. This is the mindset that we're building something together that benefits both of us. Here's the core emotional involved. Here's the core emotions involved. It breeds confidence, it breeds stability, enthusiasm, one of my favorite words, collaboration, abundance, okay? And the outcome is typically people lean in, they ask questions, they trust you faster, they feel like you're joining a movement, not helping someone hit a quota, okay? And why it works is this: humans are drawn to environments where their success is supported, celebrated, and shared. That's what the cooperative nature is, the cooperative culture is. On the other hand, where in other operations, again, not here to bash any operation, but we guys know that many times when we get invited to things, it just feels like I'm just, I'm being used, and it has a predatorial nature and energy towards it. And so when it's needing someone to join, it's more from a scarcity psychology, and it comes across with mindset of, I need you so I can hit my rank, my bonus, my pin, or my deadline. And here are the core emotions involved. Okay, move that out of the way. Okay, it comes across as pressure, desperation, anxiety, scarcity, manipulation, and how the prospect typically feels, or what I like to say, potential partner, they feel used, pressured, objectified, like a number, like a stepping stone. Okay, so folks, a cooperative operation, okay, doesn't have the energies of a lot of these programs and operations that we probably been invited to, may have been a part of in the past. This is a totally different animal. So when we really say, okay, we're connected because our success is connected, when you understand that, folks, you see that we're all assets to one another, what I like to call cooperative assets to one another, okay? And everyone has an invested interest in everyone's success, because in a cooperative, in this particular operation that you're going to hear about, we're all scaling together. So to give you just a big picture of this, imagine whatever bank that you're banking with right now. What if that bank was set up to where all of the accounts that open up after you that you don't invite, that you receive from every activation and transaction from all accounts that open up after you that you do not invite? Okay? That's what we're talking about here, because I believe like you, or excuse me, like myself and like the person that sent you this, everybody will be going to that particular bank, right? And so just want to sort of set the stage. Now let's jump right onto let's jump off into the presentation here real quick. Now, there's another thing that is also said, that the best way to be heard is to lead in with transparency and not hype. So what I want to do here, I want to go to my back office here, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the early beginning, okay? Because this thing launched back in early January, actually the 1st of January. And I just want you to see now, you guys will see it says amounts. Folks, these are real monies that you're seeing here. These are not points. These are not volume. These are not credits. This is real money like in your wallet or in your purse, okay? And as you can see, it's multiple deposits that have been coming into my own self-custody wallet, where I have access to my money anytime I want, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, just like you'll have access to your own money. But this is what I want you to really, really get here. Because of the concurrent infrastructure that's built in to this technology here, each and every deposit, as you see this, each and every one of these, okay? Not only was money coming to me, but simultaneously deposits were going to others at the exact same time. See, folks, what I love about that, because when you have concurrent success, you have social proof that we're all going to be scaling, okay? Because we call this thing an income escalator. And with an income escalator, as people get on it, automation takes us up. And you know the automation is taking you up because you're seeing the results as you're on the escalator. So not only are you seeing multiple deposits, folks, and the deposits coming to others, but deposits are also coming residually. See, these deposits, even though it's $7.50, 21 cents, $6.25, 21 cents, $7.50, $3.75, 21 cents, $22.50, folks, all these deposits are coming to me on a residual basis, and all deposits that come to all of us are coming on a residual basis, other than the connection bonuses. And folks, can I tell you, I have deposits coming to me from all of the accounts that I did not invite, and of course with the accounts that I've invited as well. But watch as I go through this. This is why multiple deposits are coming through me, to me, many times all throughout the hours of the day, all throughout the days of the week, and definitely all throughout the weeks of the month. But as I flip through this, look at this. Every day, folks, you're seeing multiple deposits. That's only because not only am I receiving deposits, but others are receiving deposits independent of their involvement as well. And this is why this thing is growing, okay, rapidly all over the world, because we're all experiencing the success as advertised. And as you're going to see, if we were not receiving like this, folks, this does not get put in front of you. This is only getting put in front of you, okay, from a strategical standpoint. And as we continue to grow, not only am I receiving, but everyone else receiving, because we receive with concurrent success. I mean, just look at this. I'm still in the month of January. And once again, all these deposits coming to me, just like they'll be coming to you, They'll be coming to you on a residual basis like they're coming to me on a residual basis, because they'll be coming to everyone predictably through mathematical certainty, okay, on a residual basis. Because of the mathematical certainty, folks, is why we all continuously scale from this day forward, okay? And because we are a decentralized entity and our program is not, growing based on any trading or based on any mining or based on any staking, okay? Our success is growing based on the network effect that is going on right now all over the world, okay? But listen, I just want to provide just a little transparency. I'm going to come back, okay? Once you guys get a better perspective, you'll see why we can't shut up about this thing and why we're sharing it in front of you right now, okay? So with that being said, let's bounce to the presentation. All right. And I move my video out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. And as we like to say, we are off. So look, folks, I want to introduce you to MOSCA. And MOSCA is an acronym for My Own Strategic Capital Alliance. And here at MOSCA, folks, we're unleashing the power of perpetual peer-to-peer income. As you're looking at these people, okay, to the left here, looking at their smartphones, okay, as they're refreshing their screens, look how money is just coming out of their smartphone right in front of their face. I want you to imagine a world where everyone behaved like a bank, and throughout the day, you and others, friends, staff, constituents, colleagues, etc., are refreshing your screens because you have a river of cash being deposited into your own self-custody wallet that covers your daily and monthly living, operating expenses, your debts, freedoms, and lifestyle costs. MOSCA is a cooperative infrastructure, folks. There's no gambling, there's no risk or speculation involved, and it's totally location free. Being involved in MOSCA, folks, I've been able to accumulate and climbing close to 40,000 deposits. But can I tell you, as I'm receiving deposit, that just simply means others are scaling at the exact same time. Because there's never a time that as deposits are coming to me, that deposits are not coming to others at the exact same time. So that's why our focus is, while we're all assets to one another. When you took a look at my back office, all I focus on is getting your back office and anyone's back office just transacting as mine has, because I already know as your back office is having deposits come to it, you know what's happening to me? More deposits are coming to me as well. But there again, your deposits are just not accumulating. Your partner's deposits are just not accumulating. No one's deposits are not just accumulating. They're accumulating, folks, and they're engineered to come on a residual basis. So as cooperative revenue sharing owners of the platform, we can liberate the flow of predictable passive cash flow at scale by simply becoming a channel through which wealth and money can naturally flow. I want to play a real quick short video that's going to give us like a 30,000 foot view of MOSCA, okay, where we have already early adopters that are on board, folks, and literally experiencing this thing functioning as advertised. And then I'm going to come back and just color between the lines just a little bit more with the presentation. Let me play this video for us here real quick.
A breakthrough in financial technology is offering a unique chance to earn predictable residual income. Early adopters are already benefiting from a next-gen digital wallet that combines seamless global money transfers with a powerful reward system. So here's how you can benefit. Global transfers in seconds. Send or receive money anywhere in the world instantly, faster and more reliable than PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Earn from transactions so you can receive a portion of transaction fees every time the wallet is used. Unlimited referral earnings. Share the platform and earn continuously from the activity of those you refer. Residual income at scale. As the platform grows, well, so does your earning potential, creating a long-term scalable opportunity. And this isn't hype. What this is an opportunity to position yourself early, much like the pioneers billionaires of Uber, Amazon, and Google. So send a thumbs up or more info to the person that sent you this message for an invitation to our Telegram and Facebook inner circle to get more clarity and details. You'll be glad you did.
Absolutely, folks. You'll definitely be glad you did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you and have people understand that we are in the platform economy. We're no longer in the industrial age where it was just a means of creating things. Folks, in the platform economy, it's a means of connection. And with a platform business model, it creates value by connecting different groups like consumers and producers so they can easily interact, share, or do business together. Instead of owning all of the products or services, platforms focus on building a large network of users and resources that anyone can access on demand. In short, platform businesses like Uber, Airbnb, or Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, they thrive by making it simple for people to connect, collaborate, and transact instantly, creating value that scales as more users join the network. That's a network effect, folks. If you ever look that term up on Google, that may be a new term for some, but a network effect has three major components. It has participation, it has value, and it has revenue, okay? And as participation scales, simultaneously, folks, in sync, value scales. And as value scales and participation scales, so does the revenue. See, ladies and gentlemen, think about a platform model. Many of us have a smartphone, or we may have heard of fax machines. See, if you are the only one with a smartphone, or if you're the only one with a fax machine, there's no value. But ladies and gentlemen, when you have a smartphone and I have a smartphone, and hundreds of others start to participate and have a smartphone, that is increasing the value, but it's also increasing what? The revenue, folks, okay? Let me play this short video here where it gives a visual demonstration, an example, an explanation of platforms. And then I want to show us some of the platform models and how MOSCA is in parallel with them. But with MOSCA, we are the revenue sharing owners of the platform model, folks. Let me play this video for us here real quick.
The richest companies in the world, they don't even own what they sell. Like Amazon, they sell the product, but they don't own their inventory. And Uber, they do the rides, but they don't own the cars. And Talabat, they deliver for you the food, but they don't own the kitchens. And Spotify, they stream music, they don't own record labels. Airbnb, they give you a place to stay, but they don't own their properties. They are not into the ownership game, they are into the connection game. They build the bridge between the people who have something and the people who needs it. And they profit every time someone crosses this bridge. You don't need millions to start. You need the mind that sees the gap and fills it.
Absolutely, folks. So just want to highlight a couple of platform models that many of us are familiar with all around the world. Let's start off with Uber. Uber is known as the ride-share middleman. What they don't do, folks, is that they don't own any cars. They don't employ any drivers. They don't build vehicles. But this is what they do, folks. Watch this. They connect drivers with riders. Really want us to hone in on that word connect, because that's going to be the common denominator, okay? Because in a platform, it's a means of connection, not creating things, okay? They take 20 to 25% commission per ride, ladies and gentlemen, and Uber as a ride-sharing middleman. Ladies and gentlemen, they do over $47 billion a year. We're just setting you up to be the middleman with MOSCA. Let's go with Airbnb. Airbnb is known as the housing middleman. They don't own any properties, folks. They don't clean any rooms. They don't manage rentals. They just connect homeowners with travelers. They take 15 to 18% per booking. And ladies and gentlemen, they're doing over $11 billion a year. And that's billion with a B. Now, I know millions and billions, they sound alike, folks, but they are light years apart from one another. Let's go to Spotify. It is the music middleman. They don't own any music, folks. They don't sign any artists. They don't own any labels. This is all they do, folks. They connect artists with listeners. They take 30% of revenue on an annual basis, folks. They're doing $17 billion in revenue. Folks, all MOSCA, what we're doing here, but we are the revenue sharing owners. We're just doing the same exact thing, but in the funding and capital space. Here's what I'm saying. MOSCA is the funding middleman, okay? You are MOSCA. What we don't do, we don't own any bank branches. We don't have loan officers. We don't ask for collateral. We connect lenders with borrowers of scalable funding. Another way I like to say that, we connect cash flow seekers, folks, to revenue sharing owners. And we share 100% of the revenue as platform owners, folks. And as revenue is coming through the front door with this one, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just going to have a handful or a few receive. We're all going to be receiving revenue sharing owners, okay, in this automation infrastructure, okay, with everyone only doing a one-time execution that I'm going to go into here in a second, okay? So when revenue flows, everyone grows. MOSCA isn't just a wallet, folks. It's a global cooperative wealth system that removes luck and replaces it with a predictable formula for success without prejudice, okay? It's a money-making machine that employs the power and promise of blockchain technology with smart contract automation. Folks, we're only having anyone do in just a one-time prompt. You're going to receive scalable perpetual cash flow. We have 100% mutual benefit, and it's 100% a choice and not a chance in terms of our success here. This is all that's required to do, okay? Everyone's going to connect your wallet, okay? Get yourself connected through our done-for-you onboarding service, okay? So we're going to give you the white glove treatment. And then you're going to simply invite 3 to connect to the technology just one time. And folks, the smart contract does the work. I like to call it the payable automation as that's being done, okay? All along the way, passive residual cash flow will be coming to all of us, okay? Without it being required of any constant work, okay? So all we want anyone that's coming on board is just to do their part. Folks, you do your part, okay? And the automation of scalable cash flow is what the system's gonna do on autopilot. You just go back to your life and you're gonna have perpetual deposits coming to your own self-custody wallet that you have the ability to withdraw, okay, anytime you want, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So to get yourself started, becoming a revenue sharing cooperative owner, we have 2 ways would you get yourself started. One is the citizens, the other is the enterprise owner. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to be going over the enterprise breakdown, but if you want to see that breakdown, be unpacked it, get back in contact with your inviter. We have a presentation or a website that we can point you to that really breaks down both of these cooperatives. But I'm going to be going over the Citizens Cooperative. It's a one-time out of pocket of $225. Again, that's one time, okay? And so this is how this thing unfolds. Every single time a MOSCA digital asset is connected, folks, watch this. This is why it's always going to be passive income coming to us and why everyone that's even coming after, okay, those that we invite, okay, everyone that coming after that we don't invite, why you're going to receive not only as the accounts connect instantly, but any time their transactions take place, okay, we are receiving not only from those that we invite, from all the accounts that we don't invite. Here's why. Every time an account is connected, folks, 10 member owners instantly receive a monthly residual deposit. Are you guys seeing why? As I'm receiving deposits, others are receiving at the exact same time. Okay? 4 member owners instantly receive a $25 global connection bonus. 2 member owners instantly receive 0.25% transaction fee commissions, and the value of the global network instantly increases for all members as revenue sharing owners. So folks, you're in the revenue sharing position with us. That puts you at the front of the line. Many of us are more familiar with profit sharing. See, profit sharing, and that's even if they cut you a check for profit sharing, but it's when you're at the back of the line after they've already paid for expenses and overhead, you get a check cut for you for profit sharing. But there again, You're getting what's left over being at the back of the line. That's even if they cut you a check. But folks, when you're in the revenue sharing position, as everyone's coming on board, they're instantly in the revenue sharing position, and all those that have been in line previously are always in the revenue sharing position. It puts us at the front of the line together. Okay? And so we're catching all the headwind as accounts open up, even from all those that we don't invite. And what you're going to find here, the reason why this is the income escalator, is that this is a straight success line infrastructure. Let me share with you what I mean. So as you invite 3 accounts to connect, this is what happens when people, not the banks, not governments, folks, and not corporations, okay, or corporations owning and controlling the system, okay? When you invite your 3 to connect here, those 3 connections, as they are connecting, folks, you're having residual deposits come to you instantly. So it's not waiting until you have 3 connected. No, you're literally going to receive results as your partners are connecting, okay? But watch this. You're also going to be receiving $25 connection bonuses for those 3 connections. Now, the connection bonuses, they're not residual. But the residual money is these numbers here. All the monies you see in yellow will be the connection bonuses. Those are only one time, okay? What we want to do, we want to have people really receive and scale in income, having a lot of upfront money, because the major thing is having everybody scale in residual cash flow with seeing some sizable results that there again are coming instantly. And that total amount from those 3 connections that you invited is going to bring you to $107, okay? Directly deposited into your self-custody wallet. You have the ability to withdraw that money instantly, folks, okay? So again, no holds or restrictions on you having access to your money whatsoever. And there again, with this thing being peer-to-peer, as those connections connected, okay, because those folks went through our done-for-you onboarding system, the moment they connected, folks, that money's coming to your wallet, okay? Guess what? In this example, you are done. No more neck-down labor for you. No more having you to invite, do any more work, okay, or coming on any more money out of your pocket. But folks, this is what I want you to really, really pay attention to. Because as that money was coming to you from the connections that you invited, look what also happened as money was coming to you. Money was also coming to everybody else that was in line previously. But I'm going to only share your inviter and your inviter's inviter. See, their money scaled as well, plus they received more connection bonuses, and they had nothing to do with the connections that you invited. Now, you see what I'm saying? How our success is always connected. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Okay, why deposits have been coming through to me multiple times throughout the hours of the day and throughout the days of the week, et cetera, et cetera. Because this is functioning for everyone. See, not only your inviter did not invite those connections, but your inviter didn't. Their inviter, they scaled too. They didn't invite those connections. Their inviter scaled. They did not invite those connections that you invited either. And folks, if this thing was not predictable, then it wouldn't be happening for all those prior to you. That's why I'm saying, if it were not happening as advertised or functioning as I am sharing it, folks, this never gets put in front of you, if that makes sense. Because that either means Douglas Ford is lying or he's telling the truth. Make sense? So watch this. Now, you're done at that moment in time, right? I'm giving this theoretical with everybody taking 24 hours to do this one-time invite. And this is as if only everyone just invited just the minimum. But can I share with you, we don't have people that are just saying the minimum. Okay? You're going to see, we have people blowing through these numbers because some people are inviting 10 to connect, 20 to connect, 50 to connect. I'm sharing this with everybody just doing the minimum, inviting 3 to connect. Now remember I said, you're done. Pay attention to how many times I come back to your inviter, come back to you, your inviter's inviter, to do any more work. Now, in your partner's first 24 hours, they're just doing the exact same thing you did. Remember, everyone's just doing what you did at minimum. I'm just showing you, as everyone's doing that, let's say everybody was taking 24 hours to do that, I'm just showing you all the money that's going to be coming to you as everybody's just doing this right here, just like you did in your first day, they're doing it in their first day. But I'm just showing you the timeline day after day. Remember, you're not doing anything else. Your inviter, in this example, won't be doing anything else. Their inviter won't be doing anything else. Make sense? So watch this. They're doing the same one-time execution. They scaled to $32 residually, plus receive $75 in total team connection bonuses. So that's $107 that came to their own self-custody wallet, right? Just like 107 came to you, 107 came to them too. They're done. But look what happened as they were scaling and receiving deposits. So was deposits coming to you, your inviter again, and your inviter again, ladies and gentlemen. See, folks, we all scale concurrently. Now, just to differentiate the money, I put your money is going to be in white, and your partner's money is going to be in the blue. Now, your partners, they're doing the one-time execution. Before I get ahead of myself, that brings another $231 to your own self-custody wallet for those connections, and you had nothing to do with those connections. But also, your inviter scaled, their inviter scaled. Look at your inviter's inviter. They scaled to $172 residually, plus receive another $2,025 from connections that they didn't even invite. Your inviter scaled to $71 residually and received another $675 from connections that they didn't even invite. Folks, look what kind of money has been made just within a 3-day period here, okay, of just you inviting, doing your one-time execution, and your partners doing their one-time execution. Look how much money has been paid out already. Folks, we're talking about mutual benefit. We're talking about all of us benefiting, folks. All of us receiving and having success, but it not being encompassing upon constant work. Watch this. So these guys here in their first 24 hours doing the same thing. Folks, some people are getting this done in an hour. Some people are, having people connect within minutes after they're seeing the presentation for the first time. Because some people just really, they get involved in things because they want to get a proof of concept. Because they're going to say, well, let me see if Douglas is really lying or telling the truth. And they go ahead and they connect. And the second that they connect, their inviter and their inviter's inviter, folks, it functions as advertised. And when they see that, just with their first connection, it takes their belief and their activity and their excitement, enthusiasm through the roof. Because when they see that it functioned as advertised, they've been a part of many different operations in the past, and there was a bunch of hype, there was a bunch of fluff. But when they see the level of transparency here, and that this thing is literal, that this is really real money. This is not just numbers on a screen. This is real money. This is not points. This is not volume that needs to accumulate first and then you're paid out a percentage. No, this is real money to your inviter's inviter. This is real money to your inviter. This is real money to you. This is real money to your partners from the connection that your partners invited. Now watch this. These guys are doing the exact same. Remember, everybody's just doing this. So out of all your network, folks, you're just selecting 3, inviting 3 to connect to the technology. With everybody in their network, they're just inviting 3 to connect to the technology. With everybody in their network, they're just inviting 3 to connect to the technology. What are you not hearing? You're not hearing you had to invite your partners, and you had to invite more, and you had to invite them, and you had to invite them, or your partners had to invite them, or these people had to invite them. And no. Even though I'm sharing this out, I'm just giving you the theoretical of a timeline. Everybody is just doing what you did. So folks, don't overcook your grits or look for reasons why this won't work for you. If it wasn't there again, functioning as advertised, you wouldn't have been invited. The only reason why you're being invited. Why? Because others have been scaling up the escalator and just invited you to say, hey, come join us. And it's not people making money off of you, it's us making money together. Think about it. Look at it this way. I try to message this thing in many different angles as I can. Is it just those that are inviting these connections that have an invested interest in their success? No. Okay? Because even as they're inviting their three to connect, they receive the same results. Guess what? They're done. But folks, everyone that was in line previously has an invested interest in their success. Why? Think about my back office. As my back office is receiving those deposits day in and day out, do you think those that were in line previously have an invested interest in my success? They do. Why? Because they know it's concurrent success. It may be different amounts, but as one deposit, just one. Now you guys saw multiple in one day, but as any deposits come to me, that's deposits coming to them, maybe different amounts, but a deposit nonetheless from connections that they had nothing to do with. Okay? So watch this. Because as these guys, this is little real money coming to these guys' back office, to their own self-custody wallet. And look what happened to everybody else's self-custody wallet as money was coming to these people here from the connections that they invited. Folks, you do not have to ask, what if somebody doesn't do it, when you see there's no losers here, folks. But I do have to share this because we are looking for strategic partners. Who is this for? Folks, we have individuals that are involved. We have different organizational entities, many different pastors involving their churches, many different businesses, schools, lending institutions, charities, churches, nonprofits, sororities and fraternities, all different types of communities and organizational entities all around the world, because everyone's in desire of more residual cash flow than they currently have coming in right now. And because there's no prejudice involved, meaning everyone's getting involved for their own personal reasons. Whether they want to pay off debt, maybe cover some student loan debt, maybe it be for some purpose work, maybe it's for a charity or a nonprofit. But the beauty of this, folks, all these monies are residual here. Now, these one-time connection bonuses, they're one-time, but this is all residual money scaling. See, cash flow is more valuable than cash accumulation. Douglas, how is the money coming residually? See, the money's continue to circulate, folks, from everybody doing a subscription every 28 days in the amount of $28. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys see anybody's money lower than $28? No, you don't. Do you see anybody that's even been in a whole 28 days yet? No, you don't. So when everybody's subscription runs, that same money is going to come back to everyone as those accounts, the ones you invite, and all those that you didn't invite. Keep in mind, it's a straight success line. So accounts are going to come after you that you don't invite, because it's going to function that way for all parties coming even after you. So there is no downline here. This is a success line. And you, just like the partners prior to you, are going to want everyone that's coming after you to succeed. Why? Because as they are succeeding, okay, that brought another $7 or $8 to your self-custody wallet. Watch this. as these guys are succeeding in their first day or first hour, or let's say if it took them a week. Let's say it took everybody a week. So instead of this being everybody in a day, let's say everybody did their one-time execution in a week. Remember, even though it's showing you the timeline, this right here is all that anybody did, what you did in day one. So watch this. As they had success coming to them, because our success is connected and there's concurrent, and the way this thing revenue shares out, folks, from the connections that they invited. These people here had nothing to do with those connections. These guys here who invited them had nothing to do with the connections that they invited. You had nothing to do with the connections that they invited. Your inviter had nothing to do with the connections that they invited. Your inviter's inviter had nothing to do with the connections that they invited. Everybody else that was in line previously had nothing to do with the connections that these people invited. And as success was coming to them in their back office, look what happened to everybody else's back office. You have scaled to $172 plus receive an additional $2,025. You had nothing to do with these connections. Your partners that you invited, they have scaled to $71 coming residually, plus another $675. They had nothing to do with those connections. Your partners have scaled to $38, plus receive another $225 in connection bonuses, and they had nothing to do with those connections. And if everybody took a week, folks, this would be the results in 4 weeks. But it's just the same work. We just took longer to do it. Okay? That's bringing you another to your self-custody wallet after already receiving $708 independent of your involvement, after already receiving $231 independent of your involvement. And this was your only activity. When you invited your 3 connections to connect, it brought you $107. Folks, that makes, whether you look at this and this being done in 4 days or 4 weeks, or even if you're saying, what if it took everybody 2 weeks? Well, that would be 8 weeks in this example. Folks, that's bringing you an extra $3,172, whether if it's 8 weeks, whether if it's 8 days, whether if it's 8 hours. You and everyone has only done a one-time execution of just inviting 3 partners to connect to the technology. And as everybody's partner 1 connected, everybody scaled up the escalator. Everybody's partner 2, as they connected, everybody else in line previously scaled up the escalator. As they connected, as partner 3 connected, everybody that was in line previously, plus the inviter, scaled up the escalator, folks. And so the story is the story. As this thing duplicates and replicates, we're just going to fast forward and show you how this thing functions. Look what's happening just 8 days in, or 8 weeks, or however you want to look at this, 16 weeks. See, folks, as you are at $6,855 coming on a residual basis, here's my question. Do you see anybody's money under $28? And again, this is just with everyone just doing the minimum here. Just doing the minimum and doing it within 24 hours in this theoretical example. But if you just want to say, what if somebody took longer? Well, let's say a theoretical of 8 weeks. Is 8 weeks going to go by anyway, yes or no? And you have only, so let's go through this. No one prior invited these connections. No one prior to this invited these connections. No one prior to this invited these connections. You or no one prior to these people invited these connections. You or no one prior invited these connections. You or no one else prior invited these connections. You didn't invite these connections, folks. You've only invited these connections here. They've only did what you did. They've only done what you've done. 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 And they have only done what you've done just one time. I go back and say, folks, this is what happens when people, not the banks, not the governments or corporations, own and control the system, folks. So as I go back here, I told you I wanted to come back. I just want to flip through this, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I just want to flip through this so you can see day after day, multiple deposits, even throughout the hours of the days, folks. Look, this is still saying the second, even though I'm clicking, okay? And remember, all these deposits are coming on a residual basis. And as you're seeing deposits come to me, just understand, others are receiving deposits simultaneously, okay? And I'm, and this is from connections that I'm not inviting, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So just ripping through this, you look and see in day, I'm still in the month of February. And this has been happening for us over and over. Look, I'm still in February, and February is the shortest month, okay? Now we're into March, okay? Look at this, folks, deposits all throughout the day. Look, this is March the 9th, 2025. Watch, I'm going to click. It's still saying March the 9th, and it's multiple deposits. I'll go again. Look, folks, it's still saying March the 9th, okay? And all these deposits are going to be coming in the month of April. They're going to be coming in the month of May. They come in the month of June. They've come in the month of July. They've come in the month of August. They come in the month of September. They come in the month of October. And we're in November, folks. Okay? I mean, just look at this. Look, this is still the 9th. This is still one day of deposit have come in from connections and also revenue sharing owner membership subscriptions that when they run, that same money that I receive when the account's activated. Look, here's withdrawals that I do, okay? So you see the withdrawals there. But look at all the connections, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at all of the deposits. Here again, this is real money. So look at this. I mean, just over. I'm still in the month of March. And look, just multiple residual deposits coming to me. Understanding as deposits are coming to me, deposits are coming to others as well, folks. This is not a zero-sum game where there has to be losers, okay, for others to win. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is a win-win-win, okay, operation that you're looking at, okay? So let's get back to the presentation, and we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. So I'm going to come back here. So I want to play a quick testimony here real quick from a young lady who's already a seven-figure earning millionaire, okay? She's out in New York. Douglas, why would a seven-figure earning millionaire already receive this? Folks, it's always said successful people, you know what? They want more revenue streams of revenue because they know many of those in their network are not receiving residual cash flow at scale. See, folks, we're about cash flow because cash flow is more valuable than cash accumulation. Because see, when it's just cash accumulation, you have to do that same work again the next month, right? To make that same money or greater, okay, every single month. Okay. So you end up just chasing the bag, which then leaves you subject to things outside of yourself that you can't control. We want to put you in a position, folks, to be a revenue sharing owner, and money is now working for you because it's working for all those involved and not just you. Let me play this video for us here real quick, and then I want to share with you our rinse and repeat system. So if you're one of those ones that has a network of folks that where you may not be all that good with using sales scripts or inviting folks. Folks, we've even systematized that because we want to run this thing like a McDonald's franchise. A McDonald's franchise has a rinse and repeat system. That's how teenagers are able to govern and run a multi-million-dollar franchise. Why? Because it has a rinse and repeat system that no one needs to be a guru or have a whole lot of skill set. Folks, we just run and rinse and repeat the system. So if you're not good at talking with people, I'm going to share with you the tool that we have that we just share, and we can customize it so where when a person opens it up, it feels personal, it's direct to them, and they can see the rinse and repeat nature of this. And as we're rinse and repeating the system, we're all scaling and reoccurring revenue all along the way, okay? So let me play this video for us, this testimonial for us here real quick.
Guys, listen, I'm not here to just show money. That's not what this is about. You see, a lot of people online are generating income from sales. And I know y'all probably tired of hearing me saying, well, you're not selling nothing. But I'm honestly not. I'm aligning with people to earn. When you see a couple of dollars here, this is throughout the month, just a little bit. I think I got it from the 12th to yesterday, right? But these are deposits. These are instant, withdrawable, and also residual deposits. See, what you don't understand is that no matter what I do, whether I show up or not, I'm going to keep receiving deposits. No matter what I do, when I make a sale, because we have an ecosystem, not only myself will receive an instant deposit, but so will a few other people above me. And the reason why is because we are truly revenue share owners who earn with each other simultaneously. We're not here to keep making sales, to build.
Absolutely, folks. So again, folks, we have a rinse and repeat system where we are removing all roadblocks to success for you, okay? So if you understand, McDonald's runs by a rinse and repeat system. See, first they have everybody go to the ordering intercom to order their food. Then they pay for their food, and then they pick it up. And it's rinse and repeat. And that's why, even though they don't sell the best hamburgers, they do more in revenue in terms of selling hamburgers than any other food or hamburger chain on the planet. Why? They rinse and repeat a system, okay? So this is how we do it. So we have this 90-second sizzle presentation that does the introducing and peaking of interest for you. And all you have to do from that point, folks, is just arrange a person to see the presentation. You can invite them to our Facebook group and tag them on information. Or we even have our own Telegram group. And then from there, we just get them connected and onboarded. And ladies and gentlemen, it's rinse and repeat. And let's say Douglas is an example, one of his partners that he wants to arrange having them to see a full presentation. First thing we do, because Douglas may not be good at dredging up a sales pitch or a sales script. See, we don't want anyone to go into having to do, somewhat of a, flimsy or trying to piece it together. Right? We want it to all be effectively done, right? So when you understand that, we tell people, listen, we have a system here, and we like to have this thing be system dependent, because good companies are people dependent, great companies are system dependent, and people don't duplicate, systems do. So then Ashley, she then gets arranged to see a full presentation, okay? Because we want Ashley to see this thing just like you did. And then Ashley sees, hey, I want to get on board, I want to get connected, so we can be revenue sharing owners together. Then guess what? We then schedule Ashley to get onboarded with our certified onboarding team. It's all done for her. And then Ashley just rinse and repeat the system. She then invites one of our partners, Dr. Lawrence. We get Dr. Lawrence in front of her presentation. We arrange that. Then guess what? Dr. Lawrence says, hey, I want to be a revenue sharing owner, okay? Then we get Dr. Lawrence scheduled one of our certified onboarders, folks, and it is rinse and repeat. Let me play the sizzle presentation for you so you guys can see how powerful it is, okay, and how we're systematizing the introducing and peaking of interest to then just arrange a person to see a full presentation. Let me go here real quick. Let you guys see how this thing functions, okay? Let me maximize my screen here. Well, actually, I can just do it right here. Let me move my video out of the way. So Now, typically has a little music playing in the background, but I sort of turn the music off so you guys can be able to, hear me narrate as this thing is going. So look what it says. So first of all, it's going to say welcome. And we're going to be able to customize it. Now, guys, we do this for free. Okay? Yeah, there's no extra charge for this. We want you to get your business going, okay? Having your team systematize the success. And we systematize the process of introducing and piquing interest. So imagine all your invitees receiving this. Now, do people still just invite because they're good at inviting, maybe through, over the phone? If that's you, you can still do that, okay? Okay, if you're effective at that. But what I've learned is that it's a roadblock and a major hurdle. And there again, you want your business to where anybody come on board can rinse and repeat it, folks. Okay, to where now you have a business running off a system where you're not having to be hands-on in running the business. Remember, everyone just having to only invite 3 from their entire network to connect. Now, will some people be inviting more? Absolutely. They'll be compelled to do so because you'll receive in scale and residual cash flow and duplication happening just that much greater with greater velocity and greater speed. Okay? But watch this. So it's going to tell them, hey, this warrants your undivided attention. It's 90 seconds. It's an interactive showcase. Okay? So we just don't want them to think that this is just going to be some regular old presentation. And it's only 90 seconds. So it's short and to the point. And they're just going to click play and watch this.
Hello and welcome to this short presentation. We're so glad you're here. It's going to be interactive, so you'll be asked to click your screen from time to time to see only what you're interested in seeing. And no matter where you are in the world, whether in a city, on the beach, or even your own backyard, we believe you may one day look back at this very moment as a turning point in your life. So let's get started with a few quick questions. What percentage of consumers do you believe are receiving a residual cash flow from transactions of digital wallets?
Now, folks, let's break this down. Number one, are you guys seeing the professionalism of this? How it's very appealing, and you see that it's speaking to them exactly where they are in real time. It showed them the time that they're watching this, and it even brought up the location that they're in as they are watching it. See, that's making it exclusive, folks. It's like it's having a personal conversation with your invitee. Imagine everyone in your organization having this tool and being able to rinse and repeat, okay, of the entire business. And this thing is interactive, meaning it's going to require them to engage in order for it to even move forward. You know how many times we send people something and you don't know if they really have given their undivided attention to it? Well, think about it. This one here doesn't move forward until they give it a command. And so they're able to move this thing and engage with this thing in their own time, okay? Where they're not missing anything. And think about it. Think how they're thinking as they're watching this. Man, so I'll be able to use this, and my partners will be able to use this too. Okay? And we're able to even get the language change, okay? If, you're working in a market where the predominant language may be Spanish, or the predominant language may be Dutch, or the predominant language may be, whatever, folks, French, whatever. We're able to, get the language change for the predominant market that you're going to be going in, folks. Folks, we're really, really serious about becoming a channel through which wealth and money can flow. And we're doing that, folks, by showing you how much of an invested interest we have in people really, really being successful. Now in the closing months of 2025 and ongoing in 2026, 2027, 2028, and beyond, folks. We're not playing any games here. This is why we're only looking for strategic partners. So if you have your business hat on, we welcome you, okay? Let me finish this so you can see how this thing fully plays out. So they're going to select, okay? It doesn't matter which one they select. Let's say they select 46%.
It's actually 0%. 0% of people are receiving residual deposits from digital wallets. Let's tackle another question.
So look, so again, they have to engage with it, folks, and see how it has moving videos, very appealing, very captivating as they're watching it. Okay? They click continue and then look what takes place.
What if you could receive a predictable residual cash flow that scales without ever having to sell a single thing?
So it looks, it addresses their name. So let's say this is your invitee. Anthony, becoming your own bank. What if you could receive a predictable residual cash flow without having to sell a single thing? Anthony's going to say, hey, tell me more. He's going to say, hey, that would be fantastic.
Discover the #1 cash flow system that 98.6% of people are in the dark about. Go ahead and rub your screen to find out.
And then folks, look, it has them to rub their screen, okay, where they're engaging with the information. And then it's going to play just a little short 40-second sizzle. Watch this.
What we're simply doing is we're unleashing the power of peer-to-peer funding. And we've designed it in such a way where it's 100% mutually beneficial for everyone that gets involved. I didn't say 99%. We're talking about 100% mutual benefit. Every line of code, every I was dotted, every T was crossed with that mission in mind. I want you guys to take a look at this screen. As you're looking at all these colors and the people looking at their smartphones, this is literally what we're looking to bring to planet Earth today. I want you to imagine a world where everyone's their own bank. And throughout the day, you are literally refreshing your screen because you have a raging river of daily deposits hitting your smartphone. We all know that money's not free, but based on what we've been able to put together in this enterprise, money can be freed. And I'm going to share with you guys how that's done.
Thanks for your time. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.
And so then, look, folks, it's then told a huge breakthrough in predictable passive income. Start predictably earning with certainty. And folks, even though you don't hear this, but there's notifications that are going to my phone, okay, that we send to you when your invitee has come to this page and they've completed watching the sizzle presentation. We are notified in real time. We're notified when they start and we notify when they finish. And when they've completed, folks, we send that notification to the inviter to let them know, hey, follow up with this person. They finished watching the sizzle. Now you just arrange them either coming to our Facebook community or our Telegram community. So then we can direct them to see a actual blown presentation. And that's when you either share this presentation with them that I've shared so they can see how this is a well-oiled machine for everyone, folks, okay? That's literally our business here. Rinse and repeat, and we all scale in perpetual reoccurring revenue, folks, from this day forward. This is what we wanted to bring to planet Earth, okay? To where we are going to be an operation doable for the little guy and the big guy and anybody in between. All you have to have is a willingness to just simply invite 3 to connect in this operation, okay, to being their own bank. Folks, we're already participating in the digital wallet space. It's just we're only participating as a consumer. And none of those wallets, even though we're growing the global network for PayPal and growing the global network for Cash App and Venmo and Zelle, and for all these digital wallets, okay, for Wells Fargo, Bank of America, SoFi Bank, and whatever banking institution that you bank with, folks, we're already using their digital wallet, their money services. But we're only benefiting as a consumer from the features and benefits that the services provide. But folks, there's another side of the conversation because there's revenue scaling as that participation is growing. So all PayPal and all these financial institutions are, folks, they're just middlemen to money services for the end user. Folks, we are the residual revenue sharing, passive cash flow middleman, and we just connect cash flow seekers to revenue sharing owners. And with 100% of the transactions that take place, they are revenue shared out to the entire community on demand. Therefore, we control the speed and the velocity, okay, of the success that we all cooperatively have. So, folks, that's going to be it on today. But I definitely want to invite you there again to our Facebook community here. We come down here. One more thing before I get there. So folks, the system's in place. It is a well-oiled machine. And it's not about retiring early. It's about ownership and designing a life where money is no longer the main constraint. Let me say that again, folks. It's not about early retirement. It's about ownership and designing a life where money is no longer the main constraint for you and anyone, okay? You and your partners connect and rinse and repeat system, go back to life as usual. The scalable automation takes over. This is what happens when people, not corporations, own and control the system. We don't need to be good, ladies and gentlemen. We just rinse and repeat the well-oiled system that's in place that we have, okay? And that's it. Everybody's only doing that, inviting 3, okay, one time. So this is our community, folks. You can look us up, everydaywegetricher.com. We also have another Facebook community called Predictable Cash Flow Mindset. You can also connect with us on Telegram and get back in contact with Invited. They can get you those links, that information. But let's get yourself onboarded and connected, and then rinse and repeat. We're using that sizzle tool to your invitees, okay? And so you can see this thing functioning as advertised, has been happening for us already. So my name is Douglas Ford, once again coming to you out of my home here out of Houston, Texas. It is always a plum-pleasing pleasure to bring you this information. As we like to conclude, every time we come together, ladies and gentlemen, we just don't want to see you guys at the top. We look forward to seeing each and every one of you scale and ongoing perpetual revenue with our success being connected all along the way. So as you're having success, we're having more success. As your partners are having success, you, them, and us are all having success because success is concurrent. And of course, that's going to be taking us not just to the top, but way, way, way over the top. You guys take care. Be blessed. Get back in contact with the person that invited you. Definitely look forward to working with each and every one of you all around the world. Be blessed.